Good morning, everyone, especially to our avid viewers and our program PNU Talks. Special thanks to the management team headed by our proactive university president, Dr. Bert J. Tuga, for conceptualizing this program in lieu of the pandemic caused by COVID-19. Also, to our executive director and provost, Dr. Elena A. Navas, for giving me the opportunity to share my knowledge about indigenous people. I am Jandy Danzalan, faculty of PNU North Luzon, and today I'll be sharing the Yantok Chair production of the Yogats. This documentation was during the IP Month celebration in which we had an immersion to selected IP groups in North Luzon. Just sit back and let's have a virtual learning experience. Rattan, locally known as Shantok, is one of the country's most essential non-timber forest products. It belongs to a large subfamily of the climbing palms known as Calamoideae, which usually grows throughout the country. Rattan is a naturally renewable palm that grows in the tropical regions. It is used for furniture, handicrafts, and building material, among others. Rattan continues to be an invaluable part of rural livelihood in Southeast Asia. The fruit of this plant is familiar to us. In our region, we call it as lituko. It is preserved with salt and vinegar. A Yogad tribe community in North Luzon, situated at Barangay Annafunan, Etiaga, Isabela, are well known in Yantok chair production. The rattan furniture, passed from generation, is exemplified with unique indigenous knowledge and intricate skill of workmanship. We now proceed to the collection and processing of rattan. The first step is harvesting. The Department of Environment and Natural Resources mandates that the Agtas of San Mariano Isabela are the only allowed group to gather rattan. Teams of Agta villagers harvest the rattan and sell it to the local farmers. The work was quite laborious and intensive. They then cut and strip the rattan of its thorny outer layer. It has to be prepared before it can be used in weaving for rattan-based craft. Finally, they wash the rattan with water to remove any stains and strips away the layer of silica that tends to coat the core of rattan. The processing of rattan includes curing. The rattan has to be dried to remove excess moisture and make the product suitable for use after curing. When it is done, it is being put outside under the sun and it takes 2 or 3 days to complete. The rattan is ready for use after drying. Then, further process includes peel for weaving and preparation of core products. What are the tools being used in rattan furniture? The tools for making rattan handicrafts are simple, inexpensive, and traditional. Tools and equipments required for assembling and weaving of rattan handicrafts are: number one there is tightening tool. It is being used to tighten the weaved rattan sheets. We also have the shave, or we call it as pagkayas or iblu. It is used for shaving the pith from the skins. We also have the hammer, and number four is the assembly wood, or we call it as panantagan. It is used to form a firm workplace. We also have bending tool and the blowtorch. It is used for heating the rattan to bend it into required shape and for removing unnecessary fluff rattan sheets. Number 8 are set of tools in forming the base of rattan chairs. It includes squala or carpenter's square, knives or dukyal, hacksaw blade or ragadi, and nails. In number 9, those are the tools used in weaving. They are called pliers and knives. Also, for the polishing, we have the brush and varnish. It is used to polish the finished furniture to obtain glossy product. How Yantok chair is being produced? Yogurt products are all handmade by skilled artisans. The Yogad's Yantok chair continues to be produced with the same manufacturing method as it has been since it was first produced in the 1960s. From wood preparation to completion takes 1 to 2 days. So 1 and 2 and 3 there is the collected and cured rattan stems. Rattan material only of good quality is being used. The right materials are selected from a wealth of materials of differing thickness, hardness, curvature, and color, and are cut according to the used parts. So the number 2 and number 3 there are rattan sheets with different thickness. We also have the curing. Rattan is a natural material, so bend, curvature, and twist naturally exist. Using levers and poles, it is being corrected to make the materials straight. After the selection of rattan materials, we now proceed to the assembly. That's number 4. Each part is assembled with nails or wooden screw and prepared as an entire framework. There is a sense of stability because rattan with a thick diameter is difficult to obtain. 5 is bending. Rattan is bent while toasting with fire or bent mechanically using knees, and each part is thus produced. So that there is a deformation of rattan depending on how it is being utilized. Number 6 is cutting of rattan into desired size using hacksaw blade. And for number 7, that is the weaving of rattan chair. In weaving of rattan chair, we have the process called winding. Rattan peel is wound to reinforce joints and to cover nails wood screws. The round core, the core of rounded rattan, is wound around the framework in a horizontal direction, and round rattan is attached to the seat part. We also have this braiding. From the central back part, braiding is carried out carefully by hand in line with the framework. Using dampened, softened rattan, subtle curves and textures are produced while assuming a dry state. Number 9 is polishing the finished rattan. After braiding, splinters and fine fibers are burnt off with a blowtorch. Varnish is applied as finishing to complete the production. Rattan furniture weaved with craftsmanship, superb design, aesthetic elegance, and functional utility sustained the industry despite of the rapid growth of industrialization. In form, rattan furniture comes in various size and shape and comprises circular, cylindrical, spherical artifacts of furniture. So you have there, as you can see in the picture, number 1 is the sitting chair, the foldable lounger. Third is the Cleopatra. Fourth, we have the shell type chair. Fifth is the rocking chair. Sixth is a sala set. They call it sometimes as pimintang or kori. It is a sala set that plays a prominent role of the Yogad tribe where they used to sit and relax with the entire family while watching, drinking coffee, and the like. Rattan furniture impacts on the socio-economic and cultural life of the Yogad people. We now proceed to the weaving patterns. The Yogad weavers employ different techniques in weaving rattan handicrafts. This includes diamond, solihiya, and sincilia. These weaving techniques have distinctive design and form. The peeled skins of rattan are soaked in water for 1 to 2 hours to ensure pliability. First is the diamond. This technique is also called as plaiting or checker work. It is a style where the rattan sheets are interwoven over and under each other at right angles. Solihiya. One of the most popular types of rattan weaves is solihiya. Its distinctive pattern is composed of repetitive grid of sunburst weave with a hole in the middle. These holes allow air to flow through, which is essential in our tropical climate. So lihiya first became popular in the 19th century when it was woven to form an airy, flexible but durable panel. These panels were used as seating and backrest for the intricately curved wooden love seats, the butaka, a long-armed wood lounge chair, and the simple papag, a wooden daybed without a mattress. And the last one is sincilia. This is the simplest of all weaving techniques. The rattan skin is coiled into the foundation vertically. Horizontal rattan skin is then interwoven over and under the vertical rattan skin. These weaving patterns had been used by the Yogads since the start of their weaving livelihood. Variation of pattern depends on the handicraft being made. To fully grasp the knowledge and skills in rattan chair making, I personally made a feeding chair for baby. First process is cutting the rattan stems into the desired size. Second is forming the base or skeleton. Third, cutting some part of rattan stems. Fourth, the half-cut rattan stem can be bent using your knees or using the bending tool. 6. Forming the skeleton and weaving rattan sheets on the base of the chair. On this case, the feeding chair is being weaved only on its base. 7. Using blowtorch to remove unnecessary fluff rattan sheets. 8. Applying varnish for final polish. And finally, the finished product, feeding chair for baby. Yantok chair production is one of the most integral part of the traditional arts and craft of many communities, which has helped tremendously in strengthening their cultural heritage, livelihoods, and the standard of living. The rich arts and craft of the Yogad community portray the artistic quality and creative imagination of the regional craftsmen of the country. The authentic building and folkloric knowledge of the yoga chair makers is a vital input to make efficient use of this craft for sustainable development of the yoga communities. Further, the understanding will help to conserve and preserve the traditional craft and cultural heritage of yoga communities of Barangay and Nafunan at large. The crafts practices are deemed for preservation, conservation, and promotion for its sustainability. This ends our episode for today. In behalf of PNU North Luzon, the Indigenous Peoples Education Hub, thank you and praying for everyone's safety in this time of crisis.